this time.
We have lost the control point. Alert. Our control point is being captured. Alert. The control point is being contested.
Thank God I can't hit anything. That would have been a real problem if I could. It's been really bad for me if I could have fucking hit anything. Come on, motherfucker. Oh, he's gonna get me. Ooh, it's very close.
We have captured the control point.
Do you understand that?
That's what you get, retard. Worst team in the world. Worst. World's worst team.
Last one alive, lock the spy! Last one alive, lock the boys, we have a traitor!
Why did he say it twice?
Incoming!
Alert. The control point is being captured.
But what people don't realize is like when he was an amateur wrestler, he was a fucking monster.
Yep.
It's just his decision to go into the UFC late after he'd already been doing pro wrestling. People were like, oh, this guy, but look, this guy is a fucking unbelievable athlete. Have you ever seen his NFL combine scores? Ever see that shit, Jamie? See if you could Google Shane Carwin versus Brock Lesnar combine, because somebody made a one of those images, and it showed their numbers, similar height, similar weight. Brock was a fucking freak.
And it shows in the WWE ring. You know, people say, you know, like it's sure it's fake, but it's not, because you can see compared to all the other athletes, some of them that only did that their entire lives, this number of strides that he takes is longer and faster, and you just see him even from seats far away. You can see, wow, that guy's big and moving way. He's moving at the same speed as the crazy luchador Mexican wrestlers were earlier, but he's that size with shoulders like that.
He had what I would call a fractured MMA training that led him to the heavyweight champion. And I say fractured, that he jumped right into the deep end and won and beat guys like Randy Couture, beat guys like Frank Mir, Shane Carwin, beat some world-class guys. But if he had started, I think, earlier in his life and learned how to strike and got some of that in there first, so that it wasn't such an alien thing to him when he was fighting the big leagues. He's really only been striking for a few years. If he learned how to strike from a real technical instructor, someone who's real technical, and still had that wrestling ability when he was younger, who the fuck else is like that? Who else is like that? When we got him, he was in his 30s already. He'd been doing pro wrestling a long time. It beats the shit out of your body. You might think it's fake. There's nothing fake about when he flipped over the fucking top rope and landed on his head. Remember that one?
Yeah,
yeah, that's not fake. You try faking that, you're dead. Most people are dead from that. He survived and kept going with the wrestling. Like, this is not a normal athlete. But every now and then, one of those guys comes along, and if they can if they, I mean, obviously Brock was very technical when he was in high school, when he was a young wrestler. If you watch some of the videos of him when he was a younger guy, he was slightly smaller. He was definitely a smaller guy, but he still was a gorilla. I mean, there's no getting around that genetics. You know, there's like, but it's rare that a guy like that, you know, can reach the level where you're seeing Yoel Romero. It's like, that's almost like another level even past what Brock's capable of doing.
Brock, I can't find Shane's numbers.
Okay, 40-yard dash time, 4.7. Vertical jump, 35. Standing long jump, 10 feet. Whoa. He can stand and jump 10 feet forward, and he's 265 pounds. Bench press.
I'm just doing a contract. Don't get mad at me. I'm just doing a contract. This is what you're supposed to do.
225 pounds for 30 reps. 40-yard dash time, 4.7 vertical jump. What is this? Why is there two?
I don't know why.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Oh, I see. Okay. So that was the last stat. Was the bench press? 225-pound bench press for 30 reps. That's a lot of fucking reps, man. That's crazy.
We have secured the control point.
But I know there's guys who do more than that.
A similar thing I could find was in the forum. It said that Shane did like 43 reps on that, but I couldn't find his other stats.
Oh, so you did more bench press? What is the world record in the combine of how many times a guy can bench press 225? I'm going to guess 50. Do you think a guy could do it 50 times?
Probably. There's probably some like giant.
Is that it?
51.
51.
Wow, Price is right.
Who is it? Justin Ernest, you bad motherfucker.
Wonder. It's probably some field goal kicker.
Jesus Christ. Just jacked to the tits. Doesn't want to get hit.
All I do is kick balls and press bench.
Imagine if they just made field goal kickers that were just giant Brock Lesnar style gorillas too. Why couldn't those guys kick just as good, or if not further and faster? Kickers are always like, you're not supposed to hit them, right?
Yeah. You can't hit the kicker.
Seems so crazy. That seems so crazy.
That's a weird job, man. You miss a kick, all those guys don't care about you. They like stab you in the back. I mean, there's no loyalty for the kicker. The rest of the other guys hold each other up. From what I've read and understand, it's like a depressing job.
It's gotta be. You're not a part of it.
Yeah.
You can't get hit. Like, that's the one thing everybody's afraid of. And you can't get hit?
And the littlest stuff throws them off too. Like in this last Super Bowl, they painted like the 25-yard line with a special Super Bowl emblem, and it messed these guys up because it's white, so they're not used to kicking off green.
Who was the first kicker? Was that the designated kicker? Has that always been the rule that you can't hit the guy who's the kicker? Or am I wrong? Do I know what I'm talking
It's
about?
not that you can't hit them. You can definitely hit them.
Oh.
You just can't hit them while they're kicking the ball.
So you can hit them after they kick the ball?
Well,
Right. While they're in the process of kicking, you can't like kick their leg. Unless you're about to block it, if you hit the ball, you can't actually then run into them. But if you don't block the ball, then you can't touch them.
But if you're reaching for the ball, and you got to remember their legs coming forward at a crazy fast rate, if you miss the ball and you hit them, and by the way, the rule's crazy. And the same goes for the punter. Like if you hit them while their leg is basically still in the air, huge penalty.
Really?
Huge.
Yeah, this is afterwards. This guy's a punter. This is Pat McAfee. He jacked up this guy on a punt return. So like he's not afraid to go hit him. Fuck him up. But
Yeah, he's probably out for 3 years after that, the kicker.
No, is what he did illegal right there?
Not at all. Not at all. No, he's just not part of the team. He can't go hit him. But usually, like quarterback, they want to try to. He's the only punter on the team, so you got to protect that guy. Otherwise, you're fucked without the kicker. You got somebody else.
Wow, interesting. Jim, you love the football, don't you?
Yeah, it's just so weird. Right? It's a high level chess thing too. There's 53 guys. You have to break it down, and then it's all strategy, and it's all pre-snap strategy. Cause it's only 5 seconds at a time, and it's all setting this up. I'm gonna trick you. Like it's just the guys up in the booth, old 50-year-old men that think they know a lot about football, and they can't actually go do it. Sort of like an MMA, like a Duke Rufus type guy.
Very,
Just, like, call things out.
It's very strategic, very much chess, and that's why Bill Belichick and Tom Brady make it to the Super Bowl pretty much every year, which is, just like with the UFC, we've seen so many fights like any given Sunday almost, right? Like if you put